Hello and welcome back to Slip and Grip Sim Racing here on our YouTube channel. We're here for round 2 of the Super Trofeo series at Imola this week. My name's Andrew Welbourn, and you'll be pleased to know I'm joined by Tom Simpkins this week, so you don't have to listen to me all evening. How are you, Tom?
Evening, Andy. Yeah, not too bad. It's good to be back. I'm about this week, so we'll give it our best shot at keeping track of what is currently 35 cars in the server.
Yeah, huge grid for us. That's another 3 over last week. I think there's a couple different faces, a couple maybe not here, but yeah, nice to see a good healthy sized grid as we see Marty Davis getting it wrong there in the chicane at the top of the hill. So let's cut the cameras across.
Yeah, run into the back of the number 10 car there. Speed differential in the chicane.
Anyone out there who is watching, if you can just let us know on the sounds and make sure we can be heard properly, the cars aren't too loud, etc. Everything should be okay, but you never know with these things. But yeah, so we've got just over 4 minutes of this practice session left then, with Josh Copeland currently on screen, and the guys will be going into a 15-minute qualifying session, which I would imagine, Tom, is going to be pretty packed on the circuit with 35 cars.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be about finding a gap, and I think it's a real learning session for me. You know, getting used to the new names. Obviously, there's a fair few names that we know within the grid, the OGs that we've got, and those we've raced with later on. But yeah, good to see so many new names up and down the field, and yeah, we'll see how they get on in quali. Yeah,
so I think coming into this evening, late entry, but currently top of the practice standings, Leon Hobb for Grid Finder Racing, see there. So he is actually one of the admins for Grid Finder, and he is also an SRO driver. So yeah, it's not really a surprise to see him top of the standings, and I do believe he's been quicker in the practice server we had previously. But then, to be fair, so is Ant and Matty Zenko. They've been in the 42s as well, so might not possibly be all his own way, but yeah, clearly getting up to speed with the Lambo STs very quickly, and he's got to be one of the favourites coming into the session.
Yeah, and that's a fair old gap, actually. I know it is just the practice session, so it counts for nothing, but to be 0.6 ahead at that stage when the rest of the field, where you've got Chris Butcher and Carl Wright, you know, both 0.6 behind him, that's certainly a good showing.
Yeah, so Chris got the race 1 victory last week, and he finished, I think it was P2 in the end on the standings. He was actually P3 on the road, but there was a little bit of coming together with Paul Hayhoe last week, so yeah, it just meant that Paul got a small penalty for what was a late move. Bit of a confusion, to be honest, overall, because sort of Christian had got it wrong going into that first complex at Barcelona. You've got the right-left chicane, and he probably gained a little bit of time, to be honest, and Paul thought that he was maybe giving a bit of room to allow Paul through because he'd made the mistake, and yeah, Paul just ended up making a real mistake by him, it must be said. Paul, one of the cleanest drivers we have in the group by quite a way. It's not like him to be involved in anything like that, so but that's why we have the steward in afterwards.
Certainly do, and whilst we were going through that, Kyle's actually improved and bridged the gap. He's split the difference to put that car up into second place, and he's going again. He's on par with his Delta, which is obviously that last fastest lap that we saw. So if he's got any more time to find as he heads into the chicane, he could get on terms with Leon, but we will see. We're now under a minute left of this session, and then we'll be through into quali. How long have they got on quali?
We've got 15-minute session, so I say it's fast and frenetic session. finding a gap on the circuit is going to be crucial. It's probably not going to be very easy, say, with the number of cars that are on the grid, but it is a relatively long lap, say 1 minute 42 lap times. It's a fairly big circuit, Imola. You know, you've got a lap time of that. When you look at some of the size of the straights as well, it's show you get the appreciation of just how big a track it actually is. So hopefully everyone plays kindly, shall we say, and you know, keeps an eye on drivers around them and are aware who's on fast lap, who isn't on fast laps, and everyone is able to get sort of a representative time in, or certainly through no fault of their own, not be able to get themselves down to the sort of lap times they would be expecting.
Yeah, Kyle came through that time and shaved off another couple of thousandths. So yeah, it's really down to the wire, and he's finding every bit that he can on the car.
I was just going to say, Matty Davis is again late to come in and start practicing that, so that's good effort from him actually, to be fair, to be down into that mid 43s already. So I would imagine he's going to find a little bit more pace. I dare say, like Matty Zenko is at 43.8 as the best time. I know he's been probably a good second faster than that. I do wonder if he's just running some race fuel on that.
That's it, they'll all be using this session just for different purposes, and finding their feet with the car, like you say, a longer stint, more comfortable with the race and not focusing too much on quali, but with a grid of 35 cars, you're going to have to be up there or thereabouts to stand a chance.
Yeah, it's not the easiest circuit to overtake as well, Imola. Turn 1, probably your best chance of the entire circuit. Obviously, you've got such a long straight leading up to turn 1. And that's also going to be interesting to see in terms of aero, because for example, Mike Zenko, who was just on the screen, I know that he does tend to run with a full rear wing on, so he's obviously getting his lap time and sacrificing the speed on the straight, or certainly towards the end of the straight. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out in a race situation, because we did see at Barcelona where some of the guys that were clearly quicker over the lap, but they got on the start-finish straight and they could be tucked right under the rear wing of the guy in front and just couldn't do anything about it, could not get enough slipstream and sort of an overrun to be able to get themselves alongside and make the move. So it'll be interesting to see if there's anyone who's clearly running a lower downforce, less draggy setup.
And we've seen there Alex McGee leading the field away, Chris not too far behind him. So they've elected to go early and find the space on the circuit. We've still got cars filtering out the pit lane, the likes of the number 10, number 8 and 2, all still tucked away in the pit lane. 25 just exiting now.
Scott Savage, that car.
Yeah, so there's a real... Yeah, Scott Savage, by the gaps on the track, have got a really good bit of space. Once we're through this chicane, though, Alex pops his way through. Chris
Christian.
with it.
Yeah.
So these guys will now have to be very careful, because there's still cars in the pit lane. So the penultimate turn now, downhill braking zone. We'll be really careful there.
Should we have a bit of an onboard lap with Alex then?
Let's go on board. So we've still got a good 6 or 7 cars still in the pit lane, which is an interesting strategy. But Alex hugging the wall on the way down to start his first fly lap. Chris has dropped back a bit, so there's no pressure on. Clear track ahead. Spots the braking zone, tucks the nose into the first apex, mid on exit, hits the second. Not too wide to line up the left-hander out over the curb, maximising all of the track. Spot your braking point as you feed it through. Again, keep it to the left to get the exit. The focus here is the exit using the curbs. Now a hairpin, a moderate line, or we take the nose right in. It's moderate to begin with a late apex, focusing on the drive out and up the hill. All of the curb on exit rotates the car A little unsettled there. Now over the crest, the track tightens here. Will we see anyone come together in the race? We've seen it before, Andy. We'll see it again. Out now, track limits. Don't run too wide. Marginal there for Alex, but I think he's got away with it. Downhill braking zone. He focuses the second part of the corner. There's the first done. Got it out. Slowed down enough to tuck the nose in. Straight line the exit up the hill out over the curb. Car a little unsettled, but I don't know how much you can do with dampers on these to compensate that. Now, are we going to launch it across the curbs? No, we're conservative across the first and the second there. Almost a bank lap for Alex. He's got it all under control. Chris now a little more present in his mirrors. Appears to have closed the gap, but Alex will be confident with this lap. Downhill braking zone, as I said. Can we get the nose tucked in? We can indeed. Unwind to drive out across the curb. Tuck it in for a late apex on the second. Again, wide it out, don't dip the toe in the gravel, maximise your run. Imagine if you were Chris and you had a lovely slipstream right now. That's exactly what he's getting from Alex. So he'll be picking up the toe now. Alex heads across the line to put in the first time. It's a 44, and there we go. Chris straight into the 42s, but we've got Leon Hop just behind, 0.1 faster, so the time's competitive already.
Yes, I'm going to say first flying lap for these guys with fairly cold tyres still as well. There's no tyre blankets on these Lambo STs, so you would imagine that maybe lap 2 or 3 of the flying laps is where they're really going to start to come into their own in terms of pressures and temperature. So look to see if these deltas continue to drop, which Leon's looking at the timetable is just about under at the moment.
Matty J well up there already. Mr. Challoner pays them a visit too. He's a second off. Where is Zenko? I cannot see it on my list.
Marty Zenko has not set a time yet, so he is on a flying lap as it stands. Whether
sideways.
I'm going to say unless Matty had a track limit.
It was a 43.4 on his last lap, but it was not valid.
So that would have put him inside the top 5 then. So going well, yeah, you can just see the traffic.
He's just had to pass a back marker. There's a couple of gaps. The number 14, which
it's Alex McGee.
Yeah, he's still got that bit of room from when he was running around to the front. So he's found that space by getting out early, and it's carrying through into the later part of the session.
Well, there's a car off to the side there. Was that Ryan David? No, I believe
21st. Oh no, we're past that. Sorry, that's who Matty's behind now.
Right, okay, so yeah. Let's keep an eye on these two then. He's going to get held up here, is he? Matty Zenko is looking likely.
He's 0.2 down on Delta obviously being that last invalidated lap. So it'll be a decent banker, and he's going to close right in. He's going to get a brilliant toe down the straight, but he has been compromised. Yeah, 0.6 down now.
Yeah, he just needs to get something in. It should be fast enough to get himself above a few drivers, you would suspect. As I believe that's is that Lulianelli? I'm really going to butcher that name. Oh, as he's on the grass there in front of him, so Matty's going to have to pull out this lap, you would suspect. No, he's
0.4 up on Delta, and now he's not. So he flew through the first sector.
Yeah, it sort of pressured the driver in front into making the mistake there. It was he could have done with probably just backing off there, Matty. I know he was obviously looking for that slipstream onto the start-finish straight, but he might have been better advised just to back off in the second to last corner, let the gap increase, and then get going again, and give himself the chance of just having a little bit of clear air. He knows he can do the times. He's done it in practice. He's just got to string it all together in this session. But you know, we're winding down now. We're already looking at halfway through the session, so there's not going to be too much left.
Just want to pick up with if you stick with Paul, then go to Kyle.
So Kyle, right? Yes, okay. So yeah, Kyle. Yeah, well, Paul is half second down actually, so we'll go have a look at Kyle.
He's lost a bit through Aqua Minerale. He was 0.3 up, now he's only 0.1. So
Josh Copeland's going well. In 5th place behind him as well. Josh is currently 3/10 up on his Delta, so that will push him into the 42s as well. So Josh He is a bit of an Imola expert, it must be said, as Kyle abandons his lap because he got held up there.
That's one way to say I'm done with that lap. Yeah, that was rather exuberant. That was Sam Aldridge ahead of him there. So Sam's still trying to find some time to bump himself up the field there.
So Josh, I'd say Josh has just lost a little bit on that 3/10 he previously had, but he's still coming up to 2/10 under. A little bit too much curb, I think, through the chicane there. He's still going to be up on his delta. It might just nudge him ahead of Kyle Wright. Might even be troubling Matty Davis with this lap if he can hold it together through the last two corners then. So you see he's a little wide through the second to last. There's a lot of curb on the inside there, and it's cost him his time and run. So yeah, Josh abandoning that lap. Yeah, I'm going back for another
Christian's
run.
on well. He's within 0.1 of his delta. He's just coming down the main straight now, the 21 car.
Yeah, so
this is the line that was an out lap. Oh no, 143.1. So yeah, that's why it wasn't showing on the delta. So he's there or thereabouts.
So another, we've got quite a few Italian drivers that have joined us through SimGrid since we've made the switch to SimGrid. It's increased the popularity, shall we say, of the group. People have managed to find us, and so we've got quite a few. It looks like they're all from the same sort of team, Discord, whatever you want to call it, community. So this new name to me as well this week. I was just picking him up, Ricky Polimini. Again, I'm going to absolutely butcher that. He was about half a second, 6/10 up, but obviously has just dropped off on his delta there, so I'm sure he'll try and find some more time.
Is Jan in the number 24 car a relative of Christian? I'd assume so from the
yes,
livery and matching surname.
Yes, you would certainly imagine so. Yeah, not actually asked the question, but yes, I would assume that they are
same team,
a family relation.
Same
so
I'm gonna go with it. Yeah. So Jan, 0.1 up on delta at the moment, down in 20th.
So who else is going quicker at the moment? Just looking.
Floating around. Zenko's doing well. Here comes Zenko.
Yes, and he's got a little bit of a toe there, so it's 3/10.
In that last sector, wasn't it?
So he's up to 9th. That still seems a way off. I'm sure that they were in the 42s in the practice, so he's probably not going to be hugely impressed by this, Matty. We know how competitive and aggressive he is with these things. So
Marco has just gone from 16th to 7th.
Marco. Yeah, Marco was racing with us last week. He had a bit of an unfortunate start to race 2. He got a little bit keen and misjudged his braking, caused a bit of an incident into turn 1 last week. So hopefully we don't see a repeat of that this week. It's yeah, but I say it's a big grid. We'll not jinx it. I'll not talk about it too much, but hopefully everyone is sensible going into turn 1. It's obviously quite a fast straight before, and they do start quite a long way down the start-finish straight, but they're still getting up to a pretty good speed, especially towards the back of the pack heading into turn 1. So they're probably going to be coming down at least a couple gears, I would imagine, to make it through turn 1. So hopefully everyone is sensible, leaves a bit of room, and we can get the race underway properly before the major battles commence.
Fabrizio, his teammate, is just jumped up to 21st, so good to see a number of teams and team cars out there. The Maction liveries doesn't look good. What's Josh Copeland? He's kept that 3/10 that he found the other
yes,
lap.
He's got 2 corners to go. He's a little bit wide on the entrance there, but
he's wide through as well. At the time, it's
going.
0.2, 0.1. It's going to be touch and go. I think he just got a little bit excited there.
He's gone 3rd though.
Oh, if he lost .2, Josh is flying.
Yeah, Josh is pushing for the top here. I say Imola is just Josh's track. He always has been fast at Imola. Whatever it is about the circuit, he just clicks with it, whichever car he's in. Most famously to us, he'll be in the Elvis Juice Brewdog liveried Lexus. Always flew round Imola, but yeah, picking it up in this Lambo as well. So, as you say, up to P3, and he's already his Delta he had a 10th there. It's just come down again, but it's that last sector. He knows he just needs to try and keep that Delta in and around for most of this lap, and if he can just nail those final couple corners, he's going to be right there. He's going to get himself on that front row.
Just keep in mind though, and Brown is just behind him on circuit, and he's also floating around Delta, having improved on the last. Traffic now for Josh up the hill. He's got 3 cars ahead of him. He's passed one of them. Into the chicane we go. He's all over the curbs, but
he's not lost time.
He's done okay. So these next the next 2 cars and the next 2 curbs, and the sponsorship on his car is throwing me. So
yeah,
through the first, he found the apex there. Can he nail this next turn? He doesn't get it slowed down as much as the cars ahead.
He's up slightly, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's going to have one more go at this.
Ant's backed out of it. Ant's lost .8. So the timer ticks down. 37 seconds remaining. Josh was indeed slightly faster. But can he do it? Can he find that time in this final lap? The pressure is now really on because he's got 2 cars ahead of him.
So
he's got to keep his foot in it because he's got no other choice.
I was going to say, Ant is also up on his Delta, but so is Leon. So Leon, with a couple corners to go, is 2 tenths up on his Delta, and that's clean through there for him as well. He's just got the final corner to negotiate.
I was going to say, he had a car to get past there, and luckily they've parked at the side. So the timer hits 0. Leon across the grid takes his time down to 42.627. The gauntlet has been thrown down. Christian still on circuit, coming down to the line now.
Matching his Delta according to my screen.
Yeah, no improvement though, not quite.
Ant Brown has bailed on his lap. Matty Davis nearly 2 tenths up, so he could be pushing for the front row as well if he can hold that.
Josh has lost 0.3, 0.4. He's lost out of the chicane, so we will not be seeing improvement from Josh. Not unless he finds a service road to cut through. Number 78 still on a flyer. That's Ricky Polomini. Not improving at the moment. 77, is that still Stephen Paul?
It's Davis, Matty Davis. So yeah, Matty Davis is all over the curbs in the chicane at the top, but he's still 3. Yeah, I was going to say still.
0.2.
Yeah, it's just coming down, but no, he's still 2.5 tenths to the good, so it will move him up.
Josh nails that curb. That's what we just didn't see from Josh. Just didn't
Last
get the nose
corner
in
to go.
the amount of curb. So yeah, it's those last
He's got a good run.
Josh.
The Delta is getting in his favour. Yes, it's in his favour, so he will improve.
Second place for Matt Davies. It is.
Excellent
Matt Davies
run.
to the front row on the final run. There we go then. The end of the session. Sorry, Andy.
No, that's fine. I think that is everyone in. We've actually increased the grid to 36, so there's another driver that has joined late on for us. But yeah, that is Leon Hop, kind of as we expected, at the top of the standings, but not by too much. It's only a couple tenths, and obviously once you get into the heat of the battle, that could all change. Matty Davis with a cracking lap on the end there, in front of Christian and Josh Copeland. But we did see with Josh as well, he has got those times in him. He can do it. He had the Delta there a couple times. He just couldn't quite nail those final couple corners, so expect to see him in and around.
We go and tell him, sort your last 2 corners out, you'd be well away, lad.
If you want to drag him in for a quick chat, more than welcome.
We could. We can. Where is he? Better not be swearing.
Do you, Davina McCall?
Oh, there he is. Who changed his name to that?
Oh, and here's
Josh.
the seaman
Oh.
expert.
Oh, that's not gone well.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome in. You going to sort out them last 2 turns?
Probably not.
Oh, come on, mate.
I was just looking at the timetables. My best sector was 2/10 quicker than the last sector, which would
We
put me
watched it.
P2, I think.
Yeah, 2 laps in a row. We were rooting you on, but you didn't quite tuck the nose in. But
Yeah,
how
I
you
was just
feeling for
pushing
the
the
race?
braking point that little bit too much and just carrying a bit too much speed. But the pace is there.
Not like you.
I know.
What about looking forward to the race?
Um,
See, an entire different ball game.
Yeah, I know from the quick bit of race practice I did earlier, I was looking at high 43s, low 44s. So hopefully that puts me there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
But Turn 1's always going to be spicy at Imola. The sausage cabs are nobody's friend. And it's going to be quite easy for somebody to get on them and get launched into traffic. So
That was something that cropped up in the quali. How much setup can you actually do with the dampers on these cars?
to be honest, I don't know enough about dampers to actually do anything
Okay.
about it. I know Joe has jacked his car up to the maximum to try and deal with the ride height and the deal with the curbs, but we'll see
So,
how that goes for him.
The other one was, I know Matty Zenko has been running full rear wing on his car. Is that something that you're doing as well, or?
Yeah, I'm on full downforce.
Okay.
These cars are quick enough in a straight line that you don't lose that much down the straight.
Okay.
You gain so much time through the twisty stuff, especially the likes of Aqua Minerale and Piratella
Yeah.
at the top of the hill. I mean, I'm struggling through there anyway. With no wing on it, it would have been a disaster.
Good stuff. Good
Fair
stuff.
comment.
No, that's
Right.
good. You must, I say, good luck for the race then, and hopefully
Thank you very
you'll
much.
get through turn 1 out well, and yeah.
Yeah,
Look forward to it.
I'm not going to be putting elbows out because I don't want to ask for trouble. Nice, quiet, easy race. No dramas. Hopefully podium.
Excellent
Heard it here
stuff.
first, folks. Hopefully podium, said the guy that's going to be in the gravel halfway around the first lap.
No faith,
Fine.
Tom.
I don't have any faith either.
It's alright, he's got his endless pads in. Right, cool. Good stuff, Josh. Good luck. Minute and a
Cheers,
half
guys.
left. We'll let you get ready.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Cheers, Josh.
Ah, he's gone. Yeah, so. It's
I'll
going to
just-
be an interesting one.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm not sure if Magno is actually an AM. I think he is actually an AM in our sign-ups, so he is leading the AMs. But to be fair, Andy Benton is 15th, so Magno and Andy Benton had some cracking racing last week. Especially, I think it was race 2. Them two had quite a battle for quite a few laps, and they were side by side for a long time. So those guys doing well. Obviously above quite a lot of silvers as well. So I think for anyone that's joining and watching that hasn't watched us before, we obviously do run a pro AM and silver category. Traditionally, obviously the grids, we've had probably the same faces for quite a while now, so we got to know roughly who was what pace, so we set that accordingly. But obviously with all the new faces that have come in, it's kind of thrown that order around a little bit. But it's interesting to see anyway. Say Alex McGee is the quickest silver again this week, so he was battling with Scott Savage last week. So where is... Oh, so Scott is just behind him. Oh, sorry, Scott is a pro on here. I think he might be a silver. I can't remember. I know we had a bit of an issue with getting the server up and running. It just before the evening started. It was a little ACC quirk. I didn't know about with entry lists, and apparently it generates a car 0, which you have to delete. Otherwise, it doesn't allow you to start the server. So that was interesting. But yeah, so hopefully those two are the same. But I know like Ashburton is there in 16th, and I would say he'll be happy with that actually, Ash, because say we've got 36 on the grid. We know Ash has been with us for a little while, and I think he has steadily improved over time. He's got a little bit quicker, and he was sort of stating his displeasure at this Lambo to begin with, but as it stands, he's second in class, so you can't hate it too much.
It's a respectable position to be in. Also, Ash Toft, another name that has crept up. Ash in the real world, and he'll be really happy to be 24th, 25th, someone else floating around on the outlap.
Yes, so
but
it's
he'll
saying...
certainly be happy to be that far from the back. We got two cars in the pit. We got Matty J and Stefano
Curatola. Yeah, so...
I was having a go.
Sorry, there was a big pause.
I was having a go.
Sorry, I'll not
drawn the
butt in.
same conclusion. Thank you very much. But yeah, two guys already in the pit, so that's not ideal to see, but that is 37 cars in the server, so... yeah, can't wait to see these lining up
I can't remember.
2 by 2.
Was Matty J must have qualified. Apologies, I forgot where he was in the qualifying. Was it qualifying last? Does that show where he should have been? No, it's not showing me. Okay, I just yeah, curious as to where Matty Johnston should have been lining up, but obviously that's a disaster for him, starting from the pits, and obviously the game is not allowing those guys to get going yet, so I'm guessing it'll be once the race actually commences that they'll be allowed to leave.
Yeah, once it starts, there's then a delay timer, and then you can go.
Oh, so
it's not like Formula 1 where you can strategically start from the pit lane and watch the chaos ensue. It is a penalty, so those guys will be struggling.
Yeah, it's the guys.
30 minutes for this race, and then we're going 30 minutes again, Andy?
Yeah, so this, nice and easy, this series. It's 2 30-minute sprint races. Yeah, these cars not designed to do a lot more than that. It is a sprint format series. And right up your street, Tom, with the sprint races.
That's exactly why I'm not doing it. So, the cars form up out of the last turn, the final cars 2 by 2. From memory, it calls it quite a long way down, so we'll keep an ear out. We're obviously on the old helicopter cam to get the best view of the action. Lots of cars, we'll do our best to cover it all. Andy, I'll let you lead it, and I will
yeah, so the guys will just come round this little right kink then, and the lights will change very soon. It's as they sort of come up to the little bridge. There we go. So they are underway, and it's a good start from Leon Hobb, and it's a good start from Christian Butcher, who's immediately on the attack of Matty Davis. Josh backing out early there, you could see. Oh, there's a couple cars late on the brakes. Everyone appears to be getting through. Just watch the rejoin there. It was a little clumsy. Just want to have a look a bit further down the grid. It looks like everyone has got through though, and that is excellent stuff. Hopefully everyone can carry that on through into the second chicane. But Matty Davis, you can see, managed to retain second place and closes in on the back of Leon there. So yeah, he was in compromised position going into turn 1 with Christian right up at the inside, but Matt holding on.
Side by side up the hill. That
Certainly
road narrows, we know it does. They nearly touch doors, but these two experienced enough to not run into each other. That might be a track limit point for Andy. One strike quite early on. We've got the number 22 car in stride further back. Rejoining, the guys in the pit lane have also got going, so they will now be on a mission to try and catch up the tail end of this field. But there's so many cars that should take them too long.
Oh, there's a yellow card for Polimi or Polomini. Oh, there's quite a few yellow flags here. So there's been a few drivers off onto the grass and the gravel. I don't think anyone is majorly hurt. There was a bit of a shunt there as well. That's Jorovic that's round. He needs to get on the brakes.
Yeah.
He's got the car stopped though, so that's unfortunate for Jorovic. That again, really tight chicane, that one, and everyone does bunch up.
It looks like Matty J's been that keen to get going. He's got himself a drive-through.
Yes, so...
Speeding in the pit lane?
I can only... Yeah, that's all I can think it would be.
That's all he can have done. That's all he's done. He's driven out the pit.
So, yeah, unless if he's removed the limiter himself, or well, he must have changed into second gear. I think that's the only thing he could have done, so...
Rookie. Absolute rookie.
Yeah, disaster.
Wow. Leon leading the way out the front of the field now. Got a little bit of breathing room. Back to Matty Davies, who has survived that first lap. What can you say? He survived the first lap. Quite a lot of field spread going on. The bunches up and down the field.
Yeah, I think most people have stayed relative... Oh, there's a bit of... there's a car around, that's Jan Boucher and Russo. And there's another car, I think... No, it is just those two. I just noticed Ashwood, and I was going to say he lost a few places off the start of that race, but he's in 20th and he's still going. It doesn't look as though there's any damage on that car as well, so I know he'll be happy about that. He's a bit apprehensive. Tom Lyons, where is he? 16th.
He was looking a little bit sendy. He had a good run up the hill, but as then dropped back from Paolo as we went through the chicane section there. But there's these little battle packs forming up and down the field. You've also got Ash Toff, a little bit of a cork in the bottle. He's currently side by side.
I was going to say that's brave through that section. We're on board with Josh Redhead. That's Ash Toff making his way back past again then and getting the move done through the final turn. So it's a good move to make it round the outside there. These guys have just fallen way back off of Ashwood and in 20th there, so they're going to have to work together really if they're going to try and make some more progress. They're going to have to stop battling with each other and just try and follow and catch back up to the pack. We're saying, oh, sorry, I'm just having a look. There is Joe Challoner making a move on Ant Brown then. So Ant Brown on the outside of the circuit. Matty Zenko is actually looking like the cork in the bottle here. It's not like him at all, but he does appear to be causing this train to go on behind him.
I've just noticed in the chat, sorry, how many drivers in tonight's multiplied 32. I'm afraid you are incorrect. We are at 35 on circuit currently. The
36 is what my time board says, and Matty Johnston has had...
But we've lost Johnston.
Yeah,
sorry,
but...
I took too many off.
Yeah, Johnston is coming back in, so yeah. Sorry, that's Amy that's in the chat, the your name one. So yeah, 37 was actually registered. That is, as Ollie says, that is a great turnout. We've been sort of in the low 20s over the last series or so.
Dave Rose, please.
Dave Rose was Dave
16.
Rose. Yes, that is a battle. Sorry, yeah, we've gained a lot of cars.
As well. Is that Benton and Rock?
It is Rock and Woolridge. So that is Chris Rock ahead of Sam Woolridge. So that's the two SAR boys there. They are Sam in 18th place, our unofficial official livery designer and creator. But Chris Rock also our server provider. So. Best give them some airtime. Oh, that's a big sideways moment over the curve for Chris Rock, and he will lose at least one. Team orders. Just make it look like an incident. Oh, and what was that? That was Benton and Woodson in the background, I think. There, can we potentially have a look at that? Can we get a replay on this? What happened here? So there's Ash come through. Oh, it's the slightest amount of contact there. It was a bit unlucky really that Ash got sent into the gravel. There was really nothing in that, just a bit of netcode in really.
And that gap at the front's expanding as Chris is looking towards the back of Matty Davies. He did close down through Aqua
Minerale.
That's the one. Should be Magic Stars at the same time, should I? Very unprofessional. Chris closing right up there in the penultimate corner. all allowing Leon to stretch his legs at the front. Now, let's see if we can see how the run down the straight differs.
He actually got a good run there, Matty Davis, and it's just helped protect him a little bit. But you can see the slipstream effect there. We are closing, but not quite enough. So Christian just needs a little bit better run, but you can see he has got the extra speed down the straight in that car. So the move will definitely be on. He's looking again. That's Josh Copeland defending from Kyle Wright. Kyle Wright will have the line though. Can Josh hang it round the outside? He's certainly going to try. Is there going to be another switchback? No, Kyle will stay to the outside. I thought Josh should actually defend a little bit tight on that, but he has gone wide, and Kyle will get a chance.
He's feed it off and got the exit. Josh sorted that out. Yeah, I'm still rocking the helicopter cam, and he looked like he'd gone deep, but yeah, V'd off the corner, got the drive out, and managed to just stretch his legs.
Yeah, good driving from both drivers there to go through Acca Minerali then. The fifth
pushing
one.
A little wide, that's a good exit for Kyle up the hill. So Josh is going to have to go defensive here. You can see him not moving back over to the left too quickly. No opportunity there for Kyle. Kyle taking more on the second curve. The car arguably more unsettled by that. Josh able to run away slightly out.
Down into this second to last then. It can be a tricky corner to get into that, because depending on the car, I've not driven it in the STs, but you
car 33,
sorry,
Ryan David, car 33. Looks like we've had a bit of Lamborghini molding.
Let's have a look, shall we? Shall we? Possible contact is what we'll get. Oh, that is.
He was removed by Pasquale.
Yeah, that's.
Who has also spun out, and then have we get a rejoin? Oh, that looked like it was lined up to be a rejoin.
Yeah, shall we? We'll have a quick look at that one as well. So, it's not actually him then. So, he's just spun it off his own accord.
It was a bump rather than an avoidance from the number 10 car, Redhead.
That's Josh Redhead. So yeah, he's just tried to avoid the incident and got the car spun. So that is unfortunate for Josh.
669. Paolo's got some company in his mirrors.
So he has. That's Andy Benton in the numbers, 70 behind him. So the battle for second in the AM class, and that's Ash Wotton that's behind him. So after the earlier slight bit of contact, Ash regrouping a little bit and trying to get back onto terms with Andy Benton. Let's say these guys have got mixed in with those silvers. So you've got Massimo Magno leading the AMs with Paolo Fabrizio and Andy Benton, but then Alex McGee, Chris Rock and Ash Wotton are your top three of the silvers. So you can see that denoted with the number plates on the leaderboard there, as Andy Benton tries to get tries to take a lot of the curb and get an inside line down into second to last. It's not going to work this time. So he's thinking about it. He's getting aggressive. I was going to say he really needs to try and just line him up onto the start-finish straight. We'll jump on board again, just see if we can see the slipstream come into effect. There's a pretty good exit from Fabrizio in front of Andy, but here we go. As they start to make their way through the gears, that draft really starting to come into play. Andy's going to have a look. He thinks the better of it, though. He's not quite alongside enough, but Fabrizio's wide into turn one. It's going to compromise him through the whole of this section. Can Andy do something about it now? It's going to get that draft again, but I don't think it's going to be close enough. Yeah, Andy trying to force the pressure a little sideways there on the exit, and it just relieves that pressure on Fabrizio. And Ash Wotton closing in as well. All these guys closing in on Chris Rock. I don't know if Chris Rock made a bit of a mistake on that last lap. So where else have we got the battles then? We've got
Josh Copeland's getting some pressure from Kyle, but unfortunately Kyle on the exit out with Minerali. just had to straighten the car up and straighten on the exit. So that is probably a cut track, which I don't know how strict is Imola.
Imola, it just depends actually. Some places it can be relatively lenient, but yeah, then it's the same with quite a few of the tracks. You can sort of abuse one corner and the next it penalises you for seemingly nothing. So yeah, it's finding out those intricacies of the game and the track limits and where you can and can't sort of take liberties with them. Yeah, I was going to say Ant Brown is...
Ant Brown with a run. The nose is to the inside. That's Ant on the left there as you're looking at the picture. He's down the inside. They both turn in.
Good move. And
room given, move taken.
Yeah, well done from both drivers there. I was going to say Ant had lost that position obviously to Marco Esposito, who thinks about coming back at him. So Ant, desperate to make some places back up again. He's dropped a few in this race so far. And let's just having a look. There's Alex McGee then. Just off the back of these, that's Paul Hayo that's in behind Alex. So Paul, as I say, was up in P2, P1, well, battling for first in both races last week. Paul, from the looks of it, he was a very late addition onto the grid, so not much practice for him, and we know what Paul's like. Paul likes to spend his time offline practicing and telling us he's not actually doing it, so yeah, clearly not got as much in as he'd have liked this week, because not where you would expect to find him. He would definitely be pushing up there with Matty Davis, and that in second. Who's that in the wall? That's Esposito. So after that battle with Ant, he's got it wrong through the chicane. He's being careful with the rejoin. He's just trying to find a space. Does rejoin safely further down. That's Dave Rose in front of him, but he's lost, what's that, 6 positions there. So a disaster for him. Just see if we can...
Johnston has rejoined the server and has just come out next to... Yeah, he's hanging about, but yeah, Johnston's back in. That's good to see.
Yeah, it's good that he's managed to get going again. He's clearly having PC/internet issues tonight, because, say, he certainly wouldn't have qualified in 37th position, knowing Matty. Even with no practice, he would not be down that far, and yeah, he's been in and out the pits and the server, so whatever's going on, hopefully he can get that fixed ready for race 2. As we're just coming up to the halfway mark, Tom.
Yeah, flying through. Matt Daly's dropping back from Yanida. Yellow flag on track, car number 5. This had an incident through the chicane. That is Nicholas Myers. Yeah, so Matt dropping away from the leader now. It's a fair old gap. 4 a bit?
We've got 3.8 according to my timing screen. So
yeah, well, I did quick maps. It looked like about 4, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, you did well.
Yeah, Chris was sticking with him, applying the pressure. They seem to be stronger in different areas, so let's see who's stronger. Oh, look to the inside. It's from a long way back. The nose is shown. Matt leaves room.
Yeah,
the nose is still
that was an over rotation for Christian, but yeah, as you say, there was it was very fair from Mike. I was going to say it was very fair from Matt Davis there, because that was a late lunge in from Christian. So
it wasn't even a lunge really. He just kind of floated in the apex. Yeah, a little later on the brakes. Showed his intent from early on. Matt was aware of it, but didn't let it phase him. And again, a little over rotation from Matt there. He left a couple of 11s on the track, so maybe a little more rattled. But actually, Christian's 0.4 down on Delta through this section. So yeah, I think they're both getting a little scruffy as Chris is out over the curbs, and just need to rein it back in as our leader approaches one of his first black markers.
Sorry, just quickly flashback. I saw the gap was 0.1 between Josh and Kyle, so these guys have broken away from Matizenko again, so I'm guessing there was a bit of an issue with Matizenko, maybe Joe and that involved as well, because obviously there was an entire group, but these guys got a couple seconds back on Matizenko again now, so they can resume their own little battle and not worry too much about what's coming from behind at the moment. But, oh, and that's a car that's heavily damaged in front there. Was that Benton? No, it's further down the grid then. Myers, yeah, Nicholas Myers, that with a heavily damaged car, and he will jump back to the pits, so he's had enough of that for now. I'm just trying to see what some of the other gaps are. So there is a little bit of field spread in the sort of midfield. The gaps are a little bit closer towards the top 10. Ant Brown half a second off the back of Joe Challoner there. Kyle again wanting a run on Josh. Can he do anything this time round? No, he's way too far back this time. So we'll just have a look. So that's, yeah, Joe Challoner. Oh, it's a back marker that they're coming. Stays out the way. Yeah, does well there. Didn't see which car that is they're going past. Might be Curatola, number 4.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so those guys clearing the back marker and resuming their own battle, say half a second in it, and Ant was actually 4/10 quicker on that last lap alone, so whether the back marker cost Joe that much, I don't think so, but yeah, say Ant starting to find his groove again, and whether he can do anything with Joe remains to be seen. Kyle 0.2 behind Josh Copeland again to come into Ackerman early.
25th, sorry.
Oh, Andy Benton's had an issue.
Right. Oh no, Benton! Did he fall or was he pushed?
Shall we? Let's have a quick replay to see what happened then.
Oh, 2 into 1.
Yeah, just looks like a racing incident to me. Andy's gone for the inside. There's obviously the car on the outside, I think, blinded by him a little bit. So, yeah, that is unfortunate and sent him down. Paul has made a move on Alex McGee as well. So Paul up into P9 now. And Alex still leading those silvers and quite comfortably as well. You've got Chris Rock in P16 is the next of your silver runners. So Alex comfortable in that position. He can afford to let Paul tow him along. Oh, and Christian's made a move on Matty Davis to Christian.
Around the outside. It looked like a slower run or a compromised run. Matty D's going to try and come back at him though. He's got a good exit. Christian forced to go defensive. They're now side by side, heading down into the left-hander. Matt hangs it all the way around the outside, gives his the inside for the next. Chris gives him just enough room.
Yeah.
Has to back out, taking that tight line. So actually, on a number of these corners, you can hang the car all the way around the outside. It will grip, and you will be able to get all the way around the outside. So, good battle from those two there. Not slowing them up too much as we head on over the hill. Now, can Matt claw anything back? Is his next opportunity going to be the chicane? It won't be down the hill into or out of Minerali. Can he line up his exit? It's a little rotation there, but they both have comparable runs up the hill, so nothing's going to happen into the chicane here. They file through, equal amounts of curves, a little over rotation from Matt. It looks like he bounced, compromised on the way out, as is Josh Copeland in the background. So there's a smaller gap now behind.
Yeah, there's Kyle Wright.
That opportunity. Down the hill they come. Kyle to the inside.
Thinks about it. Oh, Matty Davis got that wrong. Sorry, Matty. Oh, and Josh has got it wrong. Josh is in the gravel and he's lost the position.
Yeah. So
Can he do anything?
Yeah, the offset car coming down here. Is he going to recover and look for a pass out of the gravel?
He planned it. It was planned. Oh, he's pulled out too soon, is he? No, he is still going to be there. We'll jump back to an external camera.
No, better not. Down the inside he goes. Late enough on the brakes to get the move done. Kyle's looking for a switchback. Josh leads it mid on exit, not to compromise this. Next contact has Kyle gone a little too early. No.
So close.
So we know Josh will be able to hang it around the outside. Kyle brakes later. There's Josh hanging it around the outside now. Switchback.
No, he squeezes him out on that exit. Clever driving from Josh there.
Yeah, just didn't get the opportunity to cut back, and this is allowing Zenko to come back. So Kyle might have to start looking in his mirror soon if they keep it up, or he's going to settle down and move on.
Was that just a master plan from Josh overall? Think, hang on, let me make a compromise through the final turn. I'm going to slipstream him anyway, cost us both time, and bring Matty Zenko into the fold so that I can get away?
Because he's doing it on purpose. There's a rather large queue further down the field. Now I know there's probably incident for car 10 and car 69 out of the last turn.
That's Josh Redhead and Jorovic.
Sorry, whilst you were looking away, Josh unsettled over the curb. Here we go again. Kyle shows his nose to the inside. Josh breaks late. No, Josh is having the inside now. Fades back to mid.
Just about got it.
He's learned where to. So Kyle now looking for the exit to get the run onto the straight. Kyle's made a mistake here. He didn't dip it into the gravel. That's why he's not got such a good run onto the straight.
Can he gain enough through the slipstream though? I don't know if Kyle's running full wing as well. I'm guessing so. It seems to be the way. Yeah, he's just trying to phase Josh again. Just pulls out, just fills those mirrors and says, I'm still here. And yeah, the guys continue through, but a cracking battle between those two. Lots of close racing, giving each other enough room, and it's what we like to see. And it's also close between Joe and Ant Brown in the background, so Ant has significantly closed that gap up on Joe, and he's now right on the rear bumper. Can he do anything in that car? Or is it going to be down the main straight again? It appears most of the moves are going to get done into turn one. It's not impossible to find some other opportunities and force mistakes. To go through Aqua Minerale and diving towards the inside curb. Looking probably a little bit more stable at the minute. He's obviously driving aggressively. He's trying to make that mistake, force that mistake out of Joe.
Josh is backing Kyle into 100%.
It's all part of the grand plan. We'll just stick with these guys at the moment. Just want to see if Ant is able to do anything with Joe on this next straight then. Going to jump onto that interior shot again then. So there was a touch of gravel on the exit, but he is fairly close. It's as they get past the sort of kink here, that's where you start to see the effect really coming in. Not quite going to be close enough. He thinks about it, has to fall back into line, and he takes a lot of curb actually there, and so he's going to compromise his exit. So we'll just jump back up to Josh then.
Yeah, no, he's settled down the straight. They gapped Zenko. And then, yeah, now they're just floating. It'll be down to Aqua Minerale that Kyle's really able to stick with Josh. So now, look, he's right on him up the hill. Through the right-hand kick. Let's not run too wide through here. Don't want to be worrying about cut track penalties. Kyle with a little more curve, but they both keep it in check. Down the hill we go. Both going to stop to see there. Kyle closes in slightly. How's the run up the hill? The 235 car stopped off to one side. I think he's parked it in a tree.
Ashwalton's lost a few places as well, just looking at the leaderboard. Sorry, I did see that Esposito had gone past him, and Ash has now lost a couple positions there in class as well, so he'll be disappointed with that one.
Heads back onto the circuit. Yeah, Zenko's closed in this lap, so...
Yeah, sorry, just wanted to see, we did have a replay come up and it says, oh, that's a late lunge from Esposito.
Just kind of arrived a bit too quick, and Ash kind of...
Yeah, Ash ended up just losing all of his drive through that first sector, and it's obviously cost him quite dear. Those two places, as I say, it's taken him off the off the podium in silver class. So he's got a couple minutes left. So it's going to be 2 laps. Are we going to say at the minute to go?
Just having that Dave Rose has to get past the back marker. Who did Dave Rose's livery? Was it Dave Rose?
Yeah, Dave Rose did a Jamie Purcell special of...
Yeah, it's atrocious. I love it.
It is
Maximum effort.
paint bucket with a few stickers slapped on it. It is a full original member Jamie Purcell special. In fact, we'll shout out Jamie as well, because his logo is just about to appear on screen for his own personal business as a race service mechanic, technician, whatever. He does everything, but is about to fly out with Nielsen Racing to Aragon for the Euro Le Mans series. So yeah, shout out to Jamie as well. That's
Good for us now, isn't he? Right. Kyle Wright is still chasing down Josh Copeland. It's growing ever closer. There's some back markers ahead. It just feels like it's building to a point, but I don't know if that point is the end of the race in 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Have a look at this onboard again. Kyle trying to get that car rotated earlier on the exit to get on the power. Has he done enough?
Josh and his lead foot are just able to boot it out of the corner and disappear down the straight. I still don't know how he did it out on the gravel.
Hacks. That's all it is. Oh, and Josh completely sideways through turn one. The car's still drifting a little bit there. Can Kyle have a go now? It's looking likely he's going to have to go the long way.
No, this is it. This is hanging it. Kyle backs out, follows through. Looks to go for the cutback here. Good run out. There's a car ahead, sideways. It's David. Is that David? No, that is that'll be Myers, I think, in that car. It is a back marker anyway, and Josh still able to stay ahead of Kyle Wright. Kyle has thrown everything at Josh in this race, and he's not been able to make anything stick. I think there might have been a slight bit of contact there. No.
Was there not?
No, that was fine. They were nowhere near each other.
Not suggesting anything had been done.
Josh parks it, Kyle over-rotates it in avoidance. They're both well down on Delta. Hello, Matty Zenko. Come and pick up the pieces. Zenko late on the brakes. He looks to the inside of Kyle.
Oh, that is a late dive.
Yeah, he braked far later. And he's letting Kyle back through. But Josh is going to pay him a fine later, because that has allowed him to run off down the road.
Yeah, with 1 lap to go, that is done now for Josh. He just needs to keep it clean on this last lap, and he will take that P4. So not quite the podium he was after, but it's been an absolutely terrific effort from him. He's held Kyle Wright off all race, and we know how quick Kyle is. So yeah,
Okay.
cracking result.
Quick run through. So obviously Leon is well out front. Grid
Yeah.
finder. Well, he's found the grid and disappeared from the front of it, because he's absolutely flying. As we said, the high 43s is where Josh was looking, and that's where these guys have been all race. You know, the other guys have just tipped into the 44s, 45s. Leon is still in the 43s. Christian for second place after the battle with Davies. A bit of breathing room now. There is Davies in the background.
Back with Josh in fourth, and Kyle there, who's now having to fend off Matty Zenko on this last lap. Matty 0.3 behind, but Kyle, you would say, has had the race pace over him all race.
And Matt won't go too hard, because he knows that he's punted him on the last lap. So if he did get the place, it'd go to the stewards and likely be reversed. But here we go. They're all going to understeer and get a bit messy past
There's a back marker, and Josh has lost loads of time there with the back marker. It's put Kyle right back on his rear bumper.
Oh, that's Josh. Sorry. So yeah, Josh has lost a lot. Kyle jumps the curb in a last-ditch effort as Leon is out of the final turn.
Yeah, so we'll just cut then to Leon, who is going to take the checkered flag and say a comfortable victory for him in the end, an 8-second lead in front of Christian and Matt Davis. We will cut back though. I think Josh is going to hang on. There's a flash of the lights there from Kyle, but it's not enough. Matty Zenko will be 6th. Joe does hold on to that 7th from Ant Brown, and that is ahead of Paul Hayo in 9th place. Paul coming to cross the line. Alex McGee your silver class winner, ahead of Scott Savage, Massimo Magno, who wins the AM class there in front of Tom Lyons and Dave Rose. Dave Rose just fending off Paolo Fabrizio, who's second in the AM class, ahead of Marco Esposito, who's had a bit of a recovery drive. And then all my timing screen has altered up because obviously everyone is slowing up and overtaking each other, so I've kind of lost track of where we was, but...
And then Ricky.
So, yeah.
Lamini, then...
yeah, we've got Andy Benton.
Risco and Benton.
Just waiting.
Mario Russo across the line.
Brian David
Brian
will be
David
next.
After the final turn, then it's number 24, Jan
Butcher.
Booker. However, yeah, Lorenzo and Glenn. Go on, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn in 28th. There's a few of the cars that have finished that are laps down as well. So I say my timing board is going absolutely mental as I'm trying to look at things.
A load of accidents.
But that should be everyone through. So we've got 36 in the end. Unfortunately, Chris Rees was plus 14 laps, so he was in the pits early in that race, but has stuck around ready for race 2. Same with Josh Redhead, who quit out earlier on. I think we saw him in a big incident, if I remember right. Matty Johnson, who hopefully has got his internet issues sorted again. But yeah, otherwise, fastest lap of the race did go to Christian Booker. Or Booker, however you pronounce the surname. Let us know. But yeah, 7 thousandths of a second quicker than Leon, your race winner, on the fastest lap. So he does get an extra point for that, for his championship. So those guys, low 43s.
See a change in the weather or not? Will it be?
No, not for this one. So it's probably something that will come in a bit later in the series. We were just trying to find our feet again a little bit. Say we've had the change from our previous provider and stuff, and we've moved over to SimGrid, and I'm having to actually set up servers myself. So, Ant's actually done a couple for us so far. So, yeah, we're just finding our feet again. But there will be, once guys have sort of got up to speed a bit with these Lambos, we'll start introducing a little bit of weather, maybe a night race. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, brilliant. That was a good bit of racing.
Oh, we're back up to 37 again, getting ready to start race 2. That's good. I did see it had dropped down to about 35, but it's good to see, yeah, that the guys have come back in and are willing to give it a go again, ready for race 2. So
Your server got stuck.
no, so there's it's the overtime. It'll be the guys. Yeah, I was going to say, there you go. There's a session ended. I think it's the guys that either quit out or were sat in the pits. There's the overtime for those guys that it has to run. So that is now sorted, and it should flick over to race 2, which is actually on the...
In 5 minutes? God, make a brew, folks.
Well, we've got to give the guys a chance to have a cool down, make some setup changes.
Look.
Go, quick toilet stop, all the works. We can go to an intermission if you want, Tom, or if you want to talk to some people. There's no issue with that.
Who can we talk to?
There's loads of people we can talk to, I'm sure, in the chat. There's a
Matty
rather...
D?
Yeah, you can bring Matty D in. I was going to say, yeah, there's an amazing screenshot from Sam Wolveridge. He's very in the air, shall we say. He's flying in his car. It's yeah, that's a great shot. We'll have to maybe post it out on one of the
Do it now,
socials.
you can set up a new input and ruin your entire stream.
Yes, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I'd do it. Go for it. Yeah, let's talk to Matty D. Matt, you're not quite good enough to win.
No, I'm not. It's like P13 or whatever it was last week. Yeah, fast overlap, but just I can't keep the consistency up like yeah, the front two. So yeah, held on.
When you're engaged in the battles, though, it looks like you're having a hell of a lot of fun and looks like a fair race.
Yeah, it was really good. I had a really good big race for Carl, so I knew I didn't have the pace for the lead, so I was kind of try and keep the slipstream because I'm running max downforce. So yeah, I feel a bit exposed on the straights, but no, apart from that, it was yeah, enjoyable race. I love Imola, so it's good to be back up. Hopefully it looked good. I don't think there was many incidents. So
Slap was nice. Yeah, it was only as the field spread slightly that bumper cars happened a little further back, but it was a really good race, really good to watch.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully we can do the same. Yeah, in race 2. I did try into turn 1 to go around the outside, but it wasn't going to be. I might try the same this race, so you never know. He gave me room last race, so yeah, see if I can make it stick.
We'll keep an eye out. Yeah,
Full
absolutely.
send.
Absolutely. Good luck with the maximum downforce and enjoy the slipstream.
Thank you very much.
We'll catch you in a bit.
Bye
Good
bye.
luck. Good luck.
Cheers.
Cheers. Where is Ant Brown? Ant, tell us more about the dampers.
They're not working today, let's put it that way. I went backwards in the first part of that race. Absolutely backwards.
Is that just through how busy it was, or particular errors?
Think me and Kyle got quite close, so he ended up going past on the first set of corners. And then, yeah, it was just got flustered. I need to drive better. So, yeah. Rubbish. But we're going to have a better race this time because it has to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we had a good battle of Joe and stuff. That was quite good fun. So it's all about the fun.
That's it. Who wants to take it too seriously? Not us.
Apart from our SRO esports man up in front.
Well, yeah. He's already finished race 2. Sound. Right. Good luck for the next
Cheers,
one.
guys.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
cheers, Ant. Yeah, just a minute before the session
Woodson.
starts then.
Oh, I'm still doing interviews.
Sorry.
Mr. Woodson.
Yep.
Yeah. Nosebleed that far up the grid, or are you enjoying it?
No, I'm enjoying it, to be fair. Thank you. I would have been further, but I got dive bombed, so.
Eyes in the mirrors. Not good. Not good. But got to grips with the car a little bit more?
Yeah, I like it. It's really good.
Good. We've got that on recorded now, so now when you say it's shit, we can tell you that it's not.
No, thanks.
No, well, we got 30 seconds left. No, it was a really good first race, and
Cheers,
enjoy
thank
the
you.
second, mate.
Cheers,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah, good
Cheers,
luck.
boys.
Good luck.
Cheers.
There you go. Speed interview.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, obviously, I know I've put it through our Patreon subscription that we need to shout them out on stream, so I'm going to shout out to all the guys that have supported us through Patreon, which we massively appreciate because it just helps us with our server costs, etc. And you know, it's managed to get us, we've got our own team liveries for things now, as said earlier. Sam Wooldridge has kindly sort of designed and made up the liveries for us. I've just given him a very short brief essentially, and he's made some cracking looking cars for us, for those guys to be able to use if they want to go and do some team series with other groups. But then we've got other little bits and pieces benefits wise. We've got setup chats and yeah, all sorts of bits and pieces going on. But as I say, for the most part, it's small contributions that are asked for on that side of things, just to help us cover our costs with things. I'm hoping I can start looking at maybe a few more stream overlays, things like that, try and make the thing look a little bit more tidy and professional on some of the stingers and the scene transitions and stuff, so we can have something a bit more customised. Plus, there's some potential other plans as well to, you know, if we do have any excess money, which, firstly, if there's any excess money...
Excess money?
Yeah, if there's excess money, we have said... I'm not going to lie and bullshit about it. It is...
Commentators go on holiday.
Yeah, no, we obviously do our annual charity race, so I think that's going to be a big contributor towards that as well. It helps build that pot up for us when we do an annual charity race. But, you know, there's the potential to try and give a little bit of something back to those members as well. Say we're not doing it for the profit and to make money out of it. It's literally we wanted to set something up, try and help us keep the servers and that running as best we could. Everyone contributes to it, and say we've ended up with a fabulous grid of 37 cars for this race, which is amazing.
Talking of 37 cars and 37, should we just grab Johnston quick for half a lap?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Sorry, I cut you off mid-flow.
No problems.
Matty J.
Hello.
Head gasket, or you going to race this time?
No, we're going to attempt to screw my blank, steering disconnected, headset disconnected.
Not the one. So, starting 35th?
35th, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, slow and steady, but don't nerf people out of the way, but try and make progress around the chaos as someone spins everyone, which is on the outlet. Yeah, okay.
Well, we know we should be top 10 somewhere, so I don't know how far we can get to that.
See where you can go. Sorry, mate, got to go. The front of the field's nearly at the line.
Good luck,
Right
mate.
then, I'll let you... He's gone, mate. I'll let you take the lead. I will watch out for anyone on the tarmac.
I'll keep the helicam near the front of the grid then, so we can see the first guys go through turns 1, 2 and 3, that complex. Will Matty D send it round the outside, as he was saying in the interview? He tried it in race 1, didn't quite have the run though off the line, so they should be going any second now. And it's a great start from Matty Davis this time, a lot better than the first run. Christian again going towards the inside. Josh backing off fairly. Matty Davis, yeah, tried to hang it round the outside, but Leon gets that move covered off and takes control of the race again straight away. So the guys all sort of making it through. Line astern at the minute. Don't think there's been anything major going on further back as a
58's in the gravel, 92 was in the gravel, 69 was in the gravel,
Oh dear.
35 was in the gravel.
Okay, so some of the guys at the back then have had some comings together, but I think for the most part everyone is through on this big grid. Matty Johnston is up to 23rd already, and he's going to make another place here, so that's going to be 22nd. You would imagine Ashtoff will try and come back at him. He's not quite able to do it.
Gone early. Someone else runs in the back, further back.
The concertina effect there.
Yeah, Dave Rose has come through as well, so he's notably had a good go there. Davies ahead of Christian. Josh now attacking Christian. Christian has to go through the chicane.
Yeah, I'd say Ash Wharton has lost a lot of positions on the start of this one, so
well, we jinxed him.
we did jinx him completely this time through, but
chicane.
there's a major incident there, so
facing the wrong way,
let's have a look then at...
Oh, we've had a touch further forward. Josh Copeland is round.
Oh, we're going to have to just replay and have a look through this then. So what happens here? Oh, there's the car, the 24, and that's what caused everything else. Everyone else comes piling in behind. So the 24, sorry, I didn't catch who that was.
Matty J's about to go past Josh Copeland for 17th.
Wow, okay, so was Josh...
Josh is on the grass. Matty J for 16th. Matty J's taken out.
Oh,
Matty J's out and round. He's facing the gravel.
So on the inside of Josh there, and that's where the contact was made. We've got carnage everywhere, but at the minute I'm trying to just piece everything together. Oh yeah, Mighty J trying to go around the outside, so that was where Josh and Ant came together.
52. Lions has been in an incident as well.
Oh, it's all kicked off in this race. Spread the field up a little bit already, and there's more contact. There's Josh Copeland tumbling again. Oh, it's carnage here. That's at Piratella before Aquaminerale.
Car 38, Glenn Savage caught up in that one. He's
So
digging
what's...
himself.
So this involves Josh and that as well, I think. Oh, there's a car sideways on the circuit. No wonder everyone came together. Yeah, sideways at Piratella. And meanwhile, Carl Wright then has moved up into third position and got himself past Christian. So I'm sorry that we've missed that one, Kyle, but I don't think we need to go to another replay on that one. Again, there's more contact happening further down the grid.
Mark 21, fourth. Yeah, Carl Wright.
Oh, and there's contact between Carl Wright and Christian. Christian through the gravel. Will Joe be able to take up? No, Joe's not close enough, sorry.
Christian's slow off of that turn though. He's had another dip into the gravel, so that is going to let Joe. Oh, someone's having a dive on Joe. Come on, Joe.
No, that's Esposito with Matty Zenko.
Zenko to the outside.
And
Onto the tower.
That's
Joe's-
Alex McGee.
Joe's just had a wiggle. Joe's just lost a bit of...
So Marco and Matty Zenko up the hill then. Matty Zenko going for a late lunge, is he? Not quite, he thinks better of it. And that's Alex McGee in behind them.
Someone just reversing the other gravel pocket. Oh no. Well, hopefully it all settles down now, but there's going to be a lot of cars with damage and a lot of cars with absolutely looks and dirty tyres as well.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. We've had such a good race one overall, I would say. Like, there was a couple of incidents, as you would expect with that many cars on the grid, but yeah, this one's been a bit of a disaster, really. Say you've got Ant Brown was right down the order. He's 26th. Oh, who's that in the... There's someone else in the gravel there. Not sure
Is that
what...
the 235 car?
Yes, it is. Eddie Passo. So... And he's diving down to the pits, so...
He's
Yeah.
got a stop and go 30.
Right, okay, yeah. So he's in the pits for that then. Where's Josh? Josh Copeland's in 20th. So yeah, it's been disastrous for him. He's got Josh Redhead up in front of him. He's going to slipstreaming down the start-finish straight then. Should get this move done, you would imagine, into turn one. Yeah, he's already passed by that point as they get onto the brakes. And yeah, Josh making his way up into 19th then.
Zenko's put a move on Marco. Esposito. Done that move. Paul Hayho up to 9th.
Yeah, Paul's managed to avoid a lot of the trouble by the looks of it and has just made up a few positions. Bit like Alex McGee, just stayed out of trouble. Managed to pick off. Yeah, good run from him. Massimo Magno is in P10, so again leading that AM class. He's got Scott Savage and then Andy Benson. So
Oh, Scott Savage has got round.
oh, just
There
so
he
he
is.
said that. Oh, so I'm gonna say I was just trying to see where Andy Benson was in comparison to Massimo. Andy in P11, so
Oh no,
he's running
Josh
well.
Copeland, no.
Oh, Josh with Ash Toft. So
Worth a
they,
replay or what we
yeah, let's have a look just to see. So is that Ash
he's got to
Toft?
go around the outside. Ash
Oh.
Toft just yeeted the curb,
Yeah,
and that's put them both round. That needed one of them to back out, and
so Josh
neither.
making the
neither did.
move on Ash Wotton. Then as we come back to the live feed, Ash Wotton with quite a bit of damage on the front of that car. So he's obviously got involved in quite a few incidents. Chris Rees has come out of it as well. So he's back in the pits. He's dropped a load of places, so I'm guessing there was a bit of an issue there as well. I can't see.
3 cars parked, and we're down to 33 left in the server.
Such a shame. So we've had such a good race one. It's all kind of gone to pot. Everyone's got the adrenaline up and yeah, just kind of lost their heads a bit in this race, has to be said. Hopefully we can see some better racing up towards the top of the grid then, as we're sort of 8 minutes into this race then, so there's still a long way to go as we focus in on Matty Zenko for now. Just seeing in the comments about Sam Wooldridge, yeah, saying that Imola, he normally does well there. To be fair, he was doing alright in race one, but yeah, not having as good a go as, same with most people in this race. It must be said, a lot of people have lost time, places and been involved in incidents.
Chris Rocks just outbraked himself at the chicane, had to go straight on. It's a shame he was leading a little group there, but Tom Lyons is up and through, as are a number of other drivers. The 37 car there, Landon Weaver sticks his nose down the inside.
Oh, he's just dipped.
Nearly.
But he's got the car up through the exit.
Oh no, now Tom Lyons. Oh no, not Tom Lyons, sorry. Mario Russo now for a run. Puts his car to the inside. They're relatively evenly matched. They're squeezing, touching, bumping. Through turn one we go.
Just about made it through both of them, but yeah, there was probably a little bit unnecessary, the contact that was there, but so they managed to survive it. These guys just ahead, that's Benton and Scott Savage. So Benton second in the AM class at the moment.
Looks like Marco Esposito closing in on Matty Zenko now. He's 0.3 up on Delta.
Yeah, so Matty trying to find a way past Joe, who's holding both these guys up by the looks of it. So Marco was actually pretty quick in the quali session. He obviously had a bit of a nightmare in race one. He dropped right down the order, but he's back up with the pros on the pace, and these guys being held up by Joe. It's a chow on a train at the moment.
Christian's finding his feet as well, worth noting further forward. Incident car 38.
That is Glenn Savage. Jorovic and Curatola have had a bit of an incident as well. They're on yellow flags, but they come out of that again. I was going to say the fastest lap on the last lap, it looked like it was Kyle Wright, so a 43.4, matching Leon up at the front. And Kyle trying to close in on Matty Davis.
Flying down the front, like I say, it's a shame, because we're now finding these battle packs that we saw earlier on in race one. So now they've all settled down, settled shades of it. There's actually some good races to be had.
Yeah, see.
235, that's the yellow flag there, that's the 235 car.
Oh, the Eddie Passo. Yeah.
He's staying well out of the way. Joe's under increasing pressure from Zenko. Can he find a way through up the hill? It's a good run from Matty. Joe having to position the car quite centrally, so Matty can't think about sending it. Fades over to take the racing line through the chicane. They both bump the curbs, a lot of curb for Marco just behind. Drops him back on it. So Joe's had a good run out, so Constantine are up, and that unfolds as we head down the hill. Davies now under more pressure from Carl Wright further forward.
Yeah, Alex McGee's coming under pressure from Paul Hayo and Massimo Magno as well. We'll just have a look at Alex then. Paul actually just lost a few tenths through that last sector as Carl Wright sets the fastest lap of the race, and he's 4 tenths quicker than the leader of this race, and he's attacking Matty Davis then for second place.
Davies forced central there.
Kyle's going to get a good run on the exit.
It's trading lines. Matty D takes a chunk of curb, doesn't leave Kyle much room, who's gone all the way around the outside. Kyle not favouring that outside line. We've seen a couple of cars go the long way round, but Kyle just kind of concedes, doesn't try and hang it round. So looking to get a cutback on the hairpin there. It's not quite happening, but Matty D was leaving some 11s out of some of the turns there, so his tyres not thanking him. 55 in trouble. Paul Hayho at the hairpin.
Okay, yeah. So where is Paul? Oh,
There he is.
Yeah, he's been round. So, contacts, it's saying. So let's have a look. It must be Magno. Just a bit deep on the brakes and just makes the contact with the rear. It just sends Paul into a half spin. And I think Paul actually lost time trying to get the car started again. Yeah, that was unfortunate that time through.
He's now right up behind Tom Lyons, who just crept through. There's a bit of a gap ahead, which Paul would like to be in and able to scamper off up the road again. But he's going to have a fight with Tom Lyons, and that's going to put him at risk from the Savage and Benton cars just behind. He's out over the curbs. That right rear is going to be pretty toasty, isn't it?
Yeah, you would imagine so with that spin as Scott then looks to make that move around the outside. Paul leaving the room, but Scott has got a long way to go again. That's Andy Benton wanting by. Russo is coming to strife as well and lost the position to Matty Johnston.
Look at the slipstream. He's going to go to the inside.
He's on the grass.
I mean, he made sure he didn't hit him. That's fair enough. It's compromised his run.
Yeah.
He's
Scott
still on the
Savage.
inside. Yeah,
So he
Paul's
got-
had to concede that.
I was going to say he got the move done even whilst visiting the park on the infield, so fair play for that one.
Paul's had a better run through that first complex. The nose is going to be shown to the inside. No, it's not. He falls back into line. Scott's just thrown off there. Paul got hit last lap here. Don't try and hang it all the way round.
Andy Benton.
Yeah, Benton looking.
But yeah, just seen that Kyle's still right up with Mike Davis, but Joe fending on for dear, holding on for dear life, fending off Matty Zenko and Marco Esposito. Those guys not able to make the move on Joe so far. So Matty Zenko, can he get a run onto the start-finish straight? As Marco thinks about a move. It's a late dive and it's poor really there from Marco. The move wasn't really on.
It's a late lunge. He needs to chuck it in reverse.
I think Matty Zenko's gone. Yeah, he's he's not happy with that. It was a poor move, to be fair. We did see obviously straight away he's committed to it early. Tried to dive down the inside, but yeah, it was never really on that move.
No great overspeed, and it was just, I'm going to brake later. Davies under pressure now.
Yeah.
Kyle with the nose to the inside. It's almost like he'd spotted it as well. Kyle likes getting the nose to the inside, but that proves that the driver around the outside can do it. Kyle off the turn into the car 79 noted.
That's Mauricio. Matty Davis clinging on to this position at the moment, but has Kyle got the nose? Not quite.
That was contact over the hill.
Yeah, not quite. But yeah, Matty Davis clinging on for dear life to that position, and Christian is coming right into this fold. Yeah.
We're both off the same script on that one. Despite all this contact, look at your field spread from like 9th downwards. The biggest gap is 16 to 3 seconds. All the way
Exactly.
down.
And Matty Davis has made the mistake.
Where are you going?
And that is Kyle through, so he's going to have to regroup himself quickly as
Here
Christian.
comes Chris from a long way back. It's going to be one. Matt's had to leave the room again. We've seen this before.
Yeah, it's a late lunge. They compromised themselves there. I was about to say that
There's
if
the back marker.
yeah, I was.
There's
Oh,
contact with the back marker.
I didn't think the back marker did a lot wrong there, to be honest. So,
No.
oh, and Matty Davis slots back in. I'm gonna say completely cursed me because I was gonna say Matty Davis might have the opportunity to get that position back on the start-finish straight if he timed his run correctly as he looks to make the switch back.
Chris was slow through that sector. Matt's just got his nose to the inside, but it would be one hell of a dive. Yeah, Chris kind of showed his nose.
He could have
turned down the hill, didn't he?
I do want to say, Matty could have maybe have returned the favour there, though, because Christian obviously came from a long way back to make the move himself. So
That's twice now we've seen that on stream. You know, from a long way back, knows he can get it stopped, but with no real overlap, just relies on the other driver not turning in.
to get out of the way, yeah, exactly. So
I know they've all got mirrors, but this has allowed Kyle to scamper on up the road. Matt closes the gap. Let's see what the drive up the hill's like. Good. Good, so he's closed a bit of time through that section. Up the hill we go. How much curb do you take at the chicane? Comparable chunks of the first. Matt a little less on the second, but Christian seemingly on the power earlier.
yeah, Christian taking a lot of that curb actually. A lot of the guys seem to be avoiding it, but he seems to have got that car in a position where he can actually take a lot of that curb and continue and not lose momentum because of it. Matt just over that sausage curb on the inside there. Doesn't look to have compromised himself too much though on the straight. We will just jump to the onboard then. But Christian definitely running a lower downforce on that car. As you can see, they are not closing.
We saw that at the start, so yeah, a little lower on the downforce is allowing him to just scamper away and keep him safe. Where other, yeah, but a little sideways through there, so I think that's what Josh was talking about. Matty D's going to run. Can't really do anything with it. Did close in massively through that section though. So yeah, the higher downforce cars.
Yeah, it's good. It's obviously good through the twisties, but your overtaking opportunities are limited around this track. So having the straight line speed advantage, if you can hold it through the corners, it's actually quite a big advantage overall, because not only can you attack with it, we've just seen you can defend as well. But saying that, commentators curse, Christian goes wide and Matty Davis with that superior rear grip makes it through Piratella, and Christian all over the curb. He'd be surfing on that. The car will bottom out and grind across that curb. You see,
Kept his foot in. He's been in every bit of grass through that section. He went from one side to the other. Luckily, there's no one else too far about. Matt just needs to keep it. Yeah, he's...
I say Christian using arguably the world's most expensive lawnmower there across the grass, but yeah, has got that gap now. Kyle has broken these guys. He's got a couple seconds in hand, and with less than 10 minutes to go, you would like to say for him, given his relative pace, he's looking quite comfortable there. He's not going to catch Leon, who we will just show on the stream for a little bit, because obviously we've not shown much of him. But yeah, absolutely blitzed the field this evening. We did suspect he would be mega quick, and he has just got on with the job, managed to stay out of all the battles and just pulled away from everyone in this group. Although it has to be said, he hasn't got the fastest lap again, so it's not like the guys can't match his pace. They're just tripping over each other. Has cost them big time. Just a quick run through as well. So Joe is on his own now, got no one behind him after the earlier incident with Matty Zenko. Alex McGee, bit of a lonely position as well. He's nearly 4 seconds off the back of Joe, and he's 3 seconds ahead of Massimo. So the Alex and Massimo, your silver and AM class leaders, in front of Tom Lyons, Paul Ayo in 9th. Matty Johnston's made it back up to 10th place, so 35th on the grid, did we say?
35th.
Yeah, 35th on the grid. He's made up 25 places, so...
Imagine if he hadn't had that incident, he would be, yeah.
So he's at a 43.7 as his best lap time, and that matches Matty Davis, and that's bearing in mind traffic and damage, because obviously he got caught up in that incident with Ant Brown and Josh Copeland where he got spun. So there's going to be damage on that car as well. How much it's actually affected him, I'm not 100% sure, but you would imagine he's got a couple tenths extra as well. So yeah, Matty really unlucky with all his issues with disconnects, etc. He could have been right inside that top 5 this evening, but still an absolutely class recovery drive so far, and it's not finished yet. He has got the opportunity to maybe have a look at Paul. He gets a poor exit though on the start-finish straight as I go to switch cameras, but yeah, he could still make up one more position at least. Andy Benton in 12th place there then, and he will be happy with that. Andy is obviously in front of a lot of drivers. He's managed to stay relatively clean this time through, and he is also second in class. So the two-time champ, as he's calling himself, he's looking good in this AM class. He was leading races last week, and he's on the podium again in that class this week. So he's driving well. Sorry?
So that's Igor just ahead of Matty D.
Oh, and Igor just loses it on the exit. Oh, he's in the barriers, so just panicked a little bit there, Igor. He could have just made it through the chicane and then maybe just backed off a little bit to allow these guys through, but this battle for the final podium position rages on.
Tom Lyons under pressure from Paul Hayhoe and Matty Johnston. Matty Johnston's nearly rear-ended Paul Hayhoe.
Obviously, as you can tell, Tom is watching the race on a separate screen to what I am as well. He's also viewing things.
Watching. What's that? That's only a battle for a podium. That's well boring. This is yeah, cool. Yeah, so Matty Davies now caught up by.
Paul has made the move on Tom Lyons, according to my timing screen. He is.
He has, and that's what I'm watching.
And so is Matty Johnston.
Let's not confuse people. Matty D. All over his mirrors now.
Yeah, Christian sideways again through Villeneuve. But Matty Davis should be stronger through this section overall. As we've said before, he's got the higher downforce package. So can we watch Tom Lyons? Why? What's happened?
Rewind. Couple of seconds.
Okay, let's go.
So this was Tom Lyons getting passed by Paul Hayhoe and then Matty J. And then obviously going, well, I've got slipstream.
And oh, yeah.
I mean, well avoided.
Yeah. Got to, yeah.
Could have banged onto those guys, but yeah, well avoided. That was the girly giggle I let out as I watched him just turn right at the first turn. Yeah,
so he's obviously got caught out by the extra speed and sort of got drawn in by those guys and not found his braking marker and almost rear ends the back of Matty Johnston, which would have been a crime really, given the fact that he's up into 9th place, and it could make it 8th if he can get the run on Paul. He's certainly putting the pressure on Paul, but as we say, as a recovery drive, absolutely fantastic this time through. Paul wide through the first part. Can Matty do anything on the exit? He's wide again, he's going to touch the gravel, and that will cost him, so Paul lives to fight for another lap.
Yeah, Matt was noticeably earlier on the power, and you think, oh blimey, he's going to get a drive out of there, but he just pushed on and just dipped into the gravel.
Just have a quick look back at Mario Russo though, who's coming under pressure from Chris Rock. Chris Rock 0.3 of a second behind him.
They
again,
matched each other on car 5's on. Car 5
is Nicholas Myers, yeah.
Yeah, he's waiting on his rejoin.
There he is, yeah. Oh, as Chris Rock goes wide, there is that Josh Copeland in the background. Josh Copeland in 15th place. desperately trying to close these two down. He's about a second a lap faster, but he's going to need a bit more time loss from them to be able to catch them and try and make a move. Landon Weaver is gone as well. There he is in the gravel, just recovering. Oh, and he's looped it whilst recovering. He just needs to calm down a little bit.
Landon came from a long way back on Sam Aldridge.
Oh, there was contact there as well. Ant Brown. Oh, sorry, I thought he was in on that. So that's Ash Wotton. That's.
Oh my God, it's the entire field.
Yeah, so Ash Toft then has made it up into 22nd. That is a car all over the grass. That's going to be a disaster, surely. Is that car 5?
Myers.
Oh, it was Myers again. Yeah, all over the grass.
You
And got that
can't say
completely
again,
wrong.
You're impartial. I've
So-
just done a 30-second rewind. So he came out of the hairpin compromised, and that bundle that we saw going up the hill all got past him, and then he's driven up the grass and stamped into the wall by himself. So thankfully no one taken with him. But yeah, Nicholas Myers not enjoying that one.
Yes, just looking, we are on the penultimate lap then. So a bit of a scruffy race this one overall. We had such a good start to the evening with race 1 that was pretty clean for the most part, and then obviously we've had a bit of a disaster in this one. Everyone's kind of lost their heads and decided to go for it, and they've ended up all costing each other multiple positions. But the guys at the front, similar to race 1 with Leon absolutely just clearing off. He's got a nigh on 10-second lead. He's still in the 43s, so more than comfortable in these cars. And starting the last lap. So then Kyle is made up multiple positions to get into second place, so he's had a good run. Does have the fastest lap of the race as well, does Kyle.
You have a look at Toft.
Ash Toft and Ash Wotton then.
Yeah, we got battle of the Ashes. It's the Ashes. Oh my God. Yeah. So when I asked to watch, they were way closer. But
as is always the case.
Making his way past Ash Toft.
Yes.
Smart in each other.
So Ash back up to 21st. He did start 16th, so he's lost some positions in this race. But say unfortunately it looks like he's got involved with some instances, some damage on that car. Not sure it's his own fault or not. It was might be something for the stewards to have a look at post race. Where
See Ryan David back again.
Yep, Ryan David in 24th there. Still got 32 cars running. Oh, actually, a couple of guys. Oh, they are running. They're quite a few laps down, but yeah, good to see a good amount of the drivers still running. We're just on Leon then as he comes towards the end of this lap. He's got back marker in front, but he won't be bothered about him. He's got a massive gap, and in fact,
Oh, that's not what you need to see.
Yeah, you don't need to be getting that close. But Leon does make his way through then to take victory in race 2 as well. Lights to flag, comfortable as you like. And that is job done for him. So Kyle in second in front of Matty Davis. Christian just dropped back off. He must have just backed off, I think, overall. So Matty Davis taking another podium. Joe Challoner in 5th place. A lonely race for him, as is Alex McGee, who exits the final corner now to win the silver category in front of Massimo Magno, who is in 7th overall, but a class win in the AMS. Will Paul Ao does hold on in front of Matty Johnston.
They can take the tow rope off now.
Scott Savage behind him. Tom Lyons in 11th. Andy Benton will take 2nd in the AMS in front of Mario Russo. Chris Rock 2nd of the silvers, and Josh Copeland, sorry, my screen has gone against Copeland 14th. Sam Wooldridge in 15th. is making his way
Dave
through.
Rose.
Yeah, Dave Rose and Brown. Oh, it's not skipping as I want. That's Glenn Savage, who's already finished the race. Ash Wharton will be the next one to make his way through.
Weaver. Right,
Yeah.
David. Swell.
We're waiting for Myers, and I think it's just Jan Butcher as the other car who is in the pit, so he will keep the server rolling on. I could have said take the finish, Nicholas. Looked like he was going in the pits then. And that should be the last car across. So yeah, two fast and frantic 30-minute sprint race there for these Lambo STs at Imola. Yeah, some good racing there, Tom, overall.
Yeah, the second one a little bit of a letdown, and we'll round everyone up and have a little chat about it. But yeah, some really good battles once it all calmed down. And the first race, you know, watching that train of 37 cars all make it through the first 3 turns was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, nice, entertaining evening as the server rolls over there.
Yeah, I'm going to say we are back next Sunday again. As always, we will be at Misano next time out. So we've got Misano and then Monza. So we've got the Italian tracks in a row. So yeah, Misano, another really good track actually, and it should be a track with 2 or 3, I think, key sort of overtaking opportunities around it. So hopefully we'll see plenty of that in these cars. Be good to see 37 on the grid again. As I say, there is 48 guys registered to this series, so if we could get back like up to 40, I say I'd have been ecstatic with 30 going into the series. So the fact that we're pushing 40 now is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, get everyone on a grid. It'll be brilliant.
But yeah, say we'll just round up again with as well. Thank you to the Patreons again. Thank you to everyone watching on YouTube, and whether you're watching live or if you watch us back, then don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as well. Come and check out all our socials, especially Discord, where we do most of our chatting, and if you need to find out information about any series coming up, which I will try and plug as well, the Wednesdays for you. Have we got another Super Tourer, Tom, before it finishes?
Yeah, one more.
One more, okay. And then I think we're possibly looking at switching to RF2 with a BTCC pack. So if I ever have a minute to myself to try and get on top of how we will run that in terms of the servers, because it's not quite as easy in terms of sessions as a set of Corsa is. But yeah, we're looking at maybe running an RF2 series on the Wednesday, just for something different other than just GTs all the time. Everyone runs GT series of some nature. It's nice to have some variety in there, and there might possibly be another series that we put on, unlikely to be streamed, but there was chat of an M2 series maybe on a Friday night. I think the vote last time I saw it was a Friday night was the popular one. So an M2 series, maybe a Ginetta GT4 series on ACC, but that will just be a fun series. I don't think we'll put sort of too much into that. It'll just be a case of putting the races out there for people and let them get on with it. So yeah, anything else from you, Tom?
I think you've covered it all, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
That's brilliant. Yeah, thanks again to everyone for watching. Watching it back, you can go back to work now.
Yeah, and thanks for joining us as well. It's certainly
very much.
a lot easier with 2 of us on here than one person trying to talk for 2 hours on their own.
It's alright. I'll try and talk about what you were watching next time rather than shouting about the back marker jumping back on the circuit.
Yeah, no problems. All right. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.